I'm at Hughes Water Gardens with Eamon Hughes. And Eamon, I don't know if we've ever talked about a boggy kind of garden. I think that's a great idea because sometimes we have a naturally occurring little wet area in our garden that we can use these beautiful plants, but maybe we don't have that. So can we create one?
You can create one. If you have a natural boggy area, that's perfect, and then you can let these plants thrive on their own. But if not, you can create a bog area, and we use some of our pond liner. So you'll just dig a depression down about maybe 15 inches in the area you want to do, and then about a foot off the bottom of that, put slits in the liner. And what that does is it forms a little reservoir for water. And then we put a little bit of that drainage pipe, that corrugated drainage pipe, any type of pipe, down into that, then fill everything in with a good high, organic soil mix. You can lots of peat moss and stuff because most of the boggy plants enjoy that, compost. And the reason for the pipe is you can just run a hose in occasionally, fill up that little reservoir, and it just wicks up. So you don't have to worry about irrigation. You don't get much evaporative loss with it. So it doesn't take a lot of water just to have create your own bog garden.
Yeah,
area.
It sounds pretty easy care too. I mean, all you do is add water.
Yeah.
And plants.
Well, it expands your range of plants because we pulled out a selection from our nursery here of plants that would thrive in that situation.
And it's good that these all need the same kind of care. So you're really keeping them watered. You don't have them in with dry plants. They're all with their own kind of plants.
No cactus in here. Not in this area.
What is this one with the beautiful flowers?
This is beautiful. This is the Luna hibiscus. Look at the size of that
Wow.
bloom. My little tiny hand with it, it's even bigger,
That's beautiful.
And it blooms continuously all summer. And eventually we'll get up to about 3-4 feet high. And it's important to layer your garden. If your viewpoint is from a patio looking across at your garden, you want to have lower ones, medium range, and then some taller. The hibiscus will be a good, medium one in that. One of the taller or larger would be this, which is Gunnera.
Wow.
And the size of this belies what it'll eventually become. If you give this plant water, the leaves become 5-6 feet across.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
So this I would only probably put in if you have a large enough area to support it. But it's a tremendous plant. It goes down in the winter. We tend to cover the top of the plant with the old leaves. We cut them off and protect it. A little bit of leaf litter, and it's fine for the winter. But we've had these easily up to 6 feet across at the nursery here. People are amazed when they see them.
How dramatic.
Once they get enough water.
Look at this one. That's beautiful.
No, this is lovely. This is one of the lobelias, Fan Blue, one of the better tall lobelias. A lot of viewers may be familiar with the Fulgens or the regular lobelia, the red one. But these are some beautiful blue ones that have come on the market in recent years. And again, you're getting your 4 to 5 foot continuous flower, all summer.
And what about grasses? I love that texture as a playoff against the bold leaves of these larger plants.
Yeah, it has a dual role using grasses because a lot of the grasses, particularly the Acorus, there's an Ogon down here.
The gold.
Acorus, and then the straight green. And they give you some structure in winter. So you do have to plan your bog garden so you have some structure there throughout the winter. Not everything's going to die down to the ground.
Right.
So go to your local nursery, discuss with them evergreen ones that would suit for that, and then use those as main pieces through it, and then intersperse with the ones that will drop down for the winter, the perennial types. Another leaf texture is another important thing, like this Darmera. If you don't have room for the Gunnera, something like this, Darmera or Podophyllum would work as well, and you get those beautiful leaves, and you're dealing with that. And then one other point to bring in is this is one of my favorite plants. This is the marsh marigold. And the reason I love this is we're all dreary through the winter, and all of a sudden February the yellow flowers come out on this, and it brings a lot of lightness to our lives early in the year. So this is Caltha palustris, the marsh marigold, and that's sort of seasonality. Pick some plants that'll give you, seasonal flower, the spring stuff, the summer stuff like the hibiscus and the lobelia. You don't have an awful lot of fall, so you can use foliar colour for that.
This is a pretty
and
one.
we
What's
put
this
a few on the trolley here, showing that. This little variegated hydrocotyle, which can be quite invasive. So some of these plants you have to be careful of not getting loose totally in your garden, because you need to keep them contained within an area. And sometimes you can do that just by putting them into a slightly bigger pot.
Oh,
and sinking that into the bog and just keep the roots contained so they're not spreading too much.
I like this other one too, this kind of chartreuse one at the edge. It looks like
Yeah.
Creeping Jenny.
Yeah, it is a creeping Jenny. That one comes in two forms, the green one, or they have a really nice golden one. If you want to brighten up an area, particularly a bog garden under a tree, that golden creeping Jenny really pops out for you.
And
You picked up the little
and
fly
you gotta
catchers.
talk about these too, because these are so unique, and I think everyone thinks they're so exotic. I can't grow a pitcher plant.
No, the pitcher plants are wonderful. The flies go in and get trapped down in these, and they feed off of that. The only difficulty in a regular bog garden with these is they don't require food, really. They require very little food.
Oh, okay.
And if
Be
you
careful.
over-fertilize them, you'll kill them.
All right.
So if you want to include these within your bog garden palette, I would isolate an area and just use sphagnum moss or something like that, something that's really low in nutrient, and grow them in that section of it, and make sure you don't fertilize them for it. But these grow to be quite large, some of them, and the
very
blooms, when they bloom, are just fantastic. It's unlike any other bloom you'll see in the yard. So
Wait.
definitely include this type of thing.
You know, they have so many plants here. We can only talk about such a small group of them, but they have such great staff here. You can come in with your ideas, and they'll help you pull all the plants for it. Eamon, thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Judy.